Most people think rejection is a door closing in your face. I'm here to tell you it's actually the sound of a prison cell unlocking, and you're the one who's finally free. While you're sitting there wondering why they didn't text back, why they chose someone else, or why they looked right through you like you were made of glass, they are winning. They are living rent-free in your head, consuming your energy and watching you crumble from the sidelines. It's time to evict them. It's time to stop being the victim of someone else's indifference and start being the architect of your own empire. Rejection isn't a reflection of your lack. It is a violent nudge from the universe telling you that you are playing too small. Today, we aren't just going to learn how to cope with being ignored, we are going to learn how to make your absence the most expensive thing they've ever lost. Inspired by the iron-willed philosophy of Marcus Aurelius and the ancient Stoics, we are breaking down 13 brutal, effective strategies to flip the script. We are going to transform that sting in your chest into a fire in your gut. If you've ever felt overlooked, undervalued, or discarded, pay close attention. The person who rejected you is expecting you to chase, to cry, or to beg. We are going to do the one thing they never saw coming. We are going to become unrecognizable. The first rule of reclaiming your power is to mirror their indifference. When someone hands you the cold shoulder, your instinct is to turn up the heat, to text more, to ask what's wrong, to try and bridge the gap. Stop. Every time you chase someone who has walked away, you are telling them that your self-worth is up for negotiation and that they are the ones holding the contract. By ignoring them back, you aren't being petty, you are being honest. You are acknowledging that your energy is a finite resource and it is no longer being allocated to them. Imagine the psychological shift that happens when the person who expects you to be a puppy dog suddenly sees you as a ghost. Your silence is a mirror. It reflects their behavior back at them and shows them that you are entirely unaffected by their presence or their absence. This isn't a game of who can stay quiet the longest, it's an investment in your own life. While they are busy wondering why you stopped caring, you should be busy reading that book you put off, hitting the gym until your muscles scream, or mastering a skill that will double your income. You aren't playing hard to get. You are actually becoming hard to get because you are too busy building a life that doesn't require their approval. This leads us directly into the necessity of emotional mastery. The Stoic path isn't about becoming a robot. It's about becoming the captain of your ship in the middle of a hurricane. When rejection hits, it triggers the same parts of the brain as physical pain. Your body wants to scream, to lash out, or to sink into a dark hole of self-pity. But Marcus Aurelius reminded us that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. When you react emotionally to someone ignoring you, you give them the remote control to your happiness. You are essentially saying, I will only feel good if you acknowledge me. That is a dangerous way to live. Instead, practice the art of the pause. When the sting of a snub hits you, take a breath. Ask yourself, does this person's opinion change the molecular structure of who I am? Does their silence take away my talents, my history, or my future? The answer is always no. Your value is an objective fact, not a subjective opinion held by someone who clearly doesn't have the vision to see you. Stay polite, stay composed, and stay distant. If you must interact with them, do it with the same professional courtesy you'd give a bank teller. No heat, no coldness, just absolute neutrality. This level of emotional discipline is terrifying to people because it proves that you are self-source.to truly move forward. You must perform a mental eviction. You have to remove them from your mind. We often fall into the trap of revenge living, where we do things just to hope the person who rejected us sees it and feels bad. If you are going to the gym just so you can post a picture and hope they see it, they still own you. True detachment means that if they were to vanish off the face of the earth tomorrow, your daily routine wouldn't change. You must treat the rejection not as a roadblock, but as a mandatory detour. Think of a sailor. When the wind changes, he doesn't sit and argue with the wind. He doesn't cry because the wind is being mean to him. He adjusts his sails and finds a new route to his destination. Rejection is just a change in the wind. Use that energy to explore new horizons. Dive into a community project, start a side hustle, or travel to a city where nobody knows your name. Every new experience you have without them is a brick in the wall of your new identity. Eventually, you'll look back and realize that the person who rejected you was actually the smallest part of your story. They weren't the protagonist. They were just a background extra in the opening scene of your greatness. Now, let's talk about demonstrating your real value. Rejection is a litmus test for your grit. When the world tells you no, it's asking you, how bad do you want it? Most people fold. They take the no as a final judgment. The Stoic sees a no as a request for more information. If you were overlooked for a promotion, don't complain to your coworkers. Become so good at your job that the company would go into a tailspin if you left. If you were rejected by a romantic interest, don't check their social media. Build a body, a mindset, and a bank account that makes it obvious you were the one who was out of their league all along. This isn't about arrogance, it's about alignment. Your value isn't diminished because someone failed to see it, but it is your responsibility to make that value undeniable. When one door closes, stop banging on it. The noise is embarrassing. Turn around and walk toward the dozens of other doors that are cracked open. Rejection is often the universe's way of protecting you from a path that was too small for you. If you had gotten that job or that person, you might have stayed comfortable and stagnant. Now you are forced to evolve. Embrace the evolution. A critical, often overlooked strategy is the total cessation of contact. Silence isn't just the absence of noise, it is a tactical weapon. In a world of instant gratification and constant connectivity, your total disappearance is a shock to the system. When you stop texting, stop liking photos, and stop showing up in their notifications, you create a vacuum. Human nature abhors a vacuum. People who reject you expect to have a safety net of your attention. They want to know that even if they don't want you, you still want them. It boosts their ego. When you cut off contact, you take that ego boost away and replace it with a question mark. But more importantly, you give yourself the space to heal. You cannot heal in the same environment that made you sick. Every time you check their profile, you are picking at a scab. Let the wound close. This period of no contact is your monk mode. It's a time for radical self-focus. It's not about making them miss you, it's about making you forget them. If they eventually reach out because they're curious about your silence, don't jump at the chance to respond. You are no longer the person who was waiting for their call. You are someone new. The most satisfying part of this journey is proving them wrong, but not in the way you think. You don't prove them wrong by shouting your success from the rooftops. You prove them wrong by living a life that is so vibrant and successful that their initial rejection of you becomes a laughable mistake in the eyes of everyone who knows you. This is the silent revolution. If someone labeled you as uninspired, let your work win awards. If they called you weak, let your discipline become legendary. Let your results do the talking. There is a specific kind of power in being the person everyone underestimated. When you transform your life quietly, you don't need to seek revenge. Success is the only revenge that doesn't leave a bad taste in your mouth. This journey of self-improvement shouldn't be a crusade against them, but a crusade for the person you are destined to become. By the time you reach your goals, you'll find that their opinion of you has become entirely irrelevant. You didn't just prove them wrong, you made them insignificant. While you are building your empire, don't forget to actually live. Go out and have fun. This sounds simple, but for someone reeling from rejection, it is a revolutionary act. Rejection wants to keep you in a dark room, replaying conversations in your head. Defy that impulse. Seek out joy with a vengeance. This isn't about fake smiles for a camera, it's about reconnecting with the visceral beauty of being alive. Go hiking and feel the air in your lungs. Go to a concert and let the bass vibrate in your chest. Join a club where you can laugh with strangers who have no idea about your past setbacks. Humans are social creatures, and there is a profound healing power in shared experiences. When you surround yourself with your tribe, the people who actually see you and celebrate you, the sting of the one person who didn't becomes a distant memory. You are a part of a vast, complex tapestry of human connection. Don't let one frayed thread make you believe the whole thing is falling apart. Parallel to this, you must consciously build your social status. This isn't about vanity, it's about social capital and personal excellence. In the Stoic sense, building your status means increasing your utility to the world. When you are ignored, it's often because you are seen as a low-priority asset in someone else's life. Change that. Increase your knowledge, expand your network, and contribute to your community. When you become a person of high value, someone who solves problems, someone who provides wisdom, someone who brings energy into a room, the world starts to gravitate toward you. You won't have to beg for attention because attention is the natural byproduct of excellence. Volunteer for leadership roles, mentor those who are behind you, and stay consistent in your physical fitness. As your status rises, you'll notice a shift. The people who once ignored you will start to reappear, trying to claim a piece of the person you've become. When that happens, you'll have the greatest power of all, the power to choose who is worthy of your time. Sometimes the best way to handle someone who treats you like you don't exist is to return the favor with absolute precision. Act as if they don't exist. This is different from the silent treatment. It is a total shift in your reality. If you are at a gathering and they are there, don't look for them. If your eyes meet, look through them as if they are a pane of glass. This isn't about being mean, it's about the economy of attention. If someone has decided you aren't worth their time, they have effectively opted out of your universe. Respect their decision by removing them from your mental map. Focus entirely on the people who are engaging with you. This sends a message louder than any argument. Your attempt to diminish me didn't even register on my radar. Maintain your professionalism in work environments, but keep it surgical. No small talk, no, how was your weekend? Just the bare facts required to complete the task. By refusing to engage in the social dance of seeking their approval, you retain 100% of your dignity. The silent treatment, when used by a Stoic, is not a childish game, it is a period of sacred introspection. While the other person might think you're just pouting, you are actually performing a deep audit of your own soul. Use the silence to ask the hard questions. Why did this person's opinion matter so much? What hole in my self-esteem was I trying to fill with their validation? How can I fill that hole myself so I never have to rely on someone else again? This constructive silence is where your character is forged. It is a time of temperance and self-control. Instead of reacting with the frantic energy of someone who has lost something, you move with the calm assurance of someone who has found themselves. You are choosing not to participate in a race for someone's heart or mind. You are stepping off the track entirely to build your own stadium. Under no circumstances should you ever beg for attention. This is the ultimate betrayal of the self. The moment you beg for a reply, a second chance, or a crumb of acknowledgement, you are handing someone the keys to your self-respect and inviting them to throw them in the sewer. Stoicism teaches us that our worth is inherent. It is not something that can be given or taken away by another human being. If you have to convince someone to see your value, they aren't the right person to see it. Imagine a diamond trying to convince a person who only collects pebbles that it is valuable. The diamond doesn't need to scream, it just needs to wait for the jeweler. Invest that begging energy into your own pursuits. Be so involved in your growth, your passions, and your mission that you genuinely don't notice when someone isn't paying attention. Self-sufficiency is the most attractive trait a human can possess. It shows that you are a complete circle, not a half-moon looking for someone to finish you. The key to navigating social circles after a rejection is to be kind but emotionally distant. Think of it as an armor of grace. You don't need to be the person lurking in the corner with a scowl. Be the person who is polite to everyone, including the one who rejected you, but who offers no access to your inner world. A simple, hello, hope you're well, followed by a quick exit to talk to someone else is a masterclass in power. You are showing that you have no bitterness, which proves they didn't have the power to hurt you. Bitterness is a sign that they still matter. Indifference wrapped in kindness is a sign that they are just another face in the crowd. This emotional distance is your sanctuary. It allows you to move through the world without being a victim of its whims. You are in control of your reactions, your peace, and your boundaries. Finally, never reveal your struggle to the person who rejected you. They don't deserve to see your tears, and they certainly don't deserve the satisfaction of knowing they broke your stride. This isn't about being fake, it's about internal resilience. If you are hurting, talk to a trusted friend, write in a journal, or sweat it out in the gym. But when you are in the world, and especially when you are around them, carry yourself with the posture of a king or queen. Not out of pride, but out of a commitment to your own stability. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal, plague, and war, yet he remained a pillar of strength for his empire. You are the emperor of your own life. When the enemy thinks they've dealt a blow, show them that you are still standing, still breathing, and still moving forward with purpose. Your struggle is the fuel for your private transformation. Let the world see the light of your success, but keep the heat of the fire to yourself. That we have walked through the fire of rejection together, and if you have made it this far, you are already stronger than when we began. You now have 13 weapons of Stoic wisdom to ensure that no ghosting, and no rejection ever slows you down again. Every time someone turns their back on you, they are giving you a gift. The gift of clarity and the opportunity to prove who you really are. I want you to take these lessons and bake them into your bones. Don't just watch this, live it. The next time you feel that sting of being ignored, I want you to smile. Smile because you know exactly what comes next. You are about to become the best version of yourself, and the person who rejected you is about to become a footnote in your biography. If you're ready to turn your setbacks into your greatest setup, let the world know. Hit that subscribe button and join this community of modern Stoics who are reclaiming their lives. Turn on that notification bell because we are just getting started on this journey of total transformation. I want to hear your story. How did you turn a rejection into a victory? Drop a comment below and share your wisdom with the tribe. If you're feeling the strength today but don't have the words, just type strength in adversity to let us know you're standing tall. Your journey is far from over, and the best parts are yet to be written. Stay disciplined, stay focused, and above all, stay stoic. The world is waiting for the version of you that doesn't need its permission to be great. Go out there and build it,